My name is Esther. They call me the Oga Patapata of them are the general overseer of them all. Every man, every woman has got a voice where integrity is the volume. So this is Voice of the People's TV. Voice of the People's TV. So this is the people's voice. And the people's voice is the voice of God. That's the voice populi in Latin. The people's voice is the voice of God. So keep watching Voice of the People. In fact, my name is Voice of the People. Keep watching MC Ado Pikin. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Kagan. I am Nigeria's biggest tech content creator, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Voice of the People TV. Keep watching, enjoy, and you're welcome.
My name is MC Alamano. They say call me Enjoyment Landlord. It's VOP TV. Keep watching VOP TV. Don't touch it down. Even if you want to touch it down, increase the volume. If you don't increase the volume, why told me?
My name is Collins Agawabe, popularly known as No Maiden, but last, more than No Maiden. More. Not be all so the cook right at the fry plantain. We keep on watching VOP TV. The voice of the people, the voice of Edo. If you want to get the authentic news for Edo, the way it be, that's why they show and all the content anything come on at VOP TV.
The 2564 is coming up on Burning 9, right?
The 2564 Atlantic Tower.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
Hello Nigeria, it's another exciting episode of the issues on Voice of the People television, where we bring you the most important and pressing issues shaping our nation today. I am your host, Nenna Ndomdioto. Today on the issues, we're examining the complexities of Nigeria's economy and governance. From Senate, confirming ex-CDS Musa as defense minister, to United States lawmakers slamming Nigeria over insecurity, calls for Sharia reforms. Also, CBN revises cash withdrawal limits. Join us as we break down the facts and provide context to help you stay informed. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll dig deeper into these topics. Don't go away.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV, now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Glad to have you back. Let's dive straight into today's discussion. The Senate has confirmed the former Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, retired as the Minister of Defense. During the screening session, the immediate past CDS fielded critical questions on the state of national security, setting the stage for his potential mandate to overhaul Nigeria's defense architecture. General Musa acknowledged the tragic surge in mass school abductions and stressed that tackling this specific security challenge requires a critical review and holistic implementation of existing measures, such as the Safe Schools Initiative. Providing insight to his strategy, the former defense chief emphasized that a major pillar of his approach would be building community resilience across the nation. He argued the crime is fundamentally localized, and therefore empowering communities is essential, as the locals are the critical first responders in tackling criminal activities like kidnapping. General Musa highlighted the necessity of strengthening the capacity of citizens themselves to effectively defend their areas and report incidents, promising to shift focus towards a bottom-up, inclusive security paradigm. In a specific commitment and accountability, General Musa pledged that once he assumes office, he would launch a full investigation into the controversial issue of troop withdrawal before the abduction of 25 schoolgirls in Kebbi State. The incident, which occurred at the Government Comprehensive Girls Secondary School, Maga, had drawn widespread condemnation after reports indicated that troops had withdrawn from their duty post just prior to the attack on November 17. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by two distinguished guests. Here in the studio, we have Dr. Peter Anosike. Dr. Anosike is a philosopher, development economist, and best-selling author. He's also an erudite commentator on economy, finance, politics, and power. He's also the author of the most talked about book titled Abuse of Power: How Democracy Turned into Tyranny of the Few. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Joining us virtually is Dr. Eric Obi-Thomas. He is a public affairs analyst. He's also a consultant obstetrician and gynecologist. We get to have Dr. Obi-Thomas join us during the show. Let me come first to Dr. Peter. Dr. Peter, the screening session, we saw how the Senate President Akpabio defended, some Nigerians would say, or some Nigerians would actually say, this is the first time they are seeing Akpabio react in such a manner as to actually do his job as a Senate President by saying that the man would not stake a bow. And he reeled out all the plenty things that he had to say. And do you think the Senate...
Well, thanks to Donald Trump, everybody is waking up. Everybody is waking up. When the new INEC chairman was screened, it was Senator Akpabio that was answering all the questions. So even Senator Akpabio shielded him from being questioned. But today we witness an opposite of that. Understand? Now saying that he has to, it was a kind of give you a manifesto, tell us what you are going to do, which is what it should be. I have seen where secretary of departments in America are being screened. It even lasts 2-3 days. That's critical screening. But here they will tell you, sing the national anthem 2 times 2, to take a bow and go. But one thing why his own is obvious is because a portfolio was attached. Understand? People already know where he is going to. Unlike before, when just ministerial appointees are going to be screened, nobody knows which area that they are going to serve. This man, everybody know that he is replacing the Minister of Defense. So questions will already be there, and I'm not an Akpabio fan, but today Akpabio did a good job.
So you can actually applaud him, like he actually, a job well done. Sorry.
He did a good job.
And you're attributing this to Trump?
Everybody's waking up. There's fire on the mountain in the country.
Oh my God.
There's fire on the mountain in the country, so everybody is running. Even Akpabio himself. This no more time for them or the protest, make with the chop. That time is gone. Because America is taking note. Because if you don't ask for the right question, they might put your name among the terrorist sponsors. So
you would actually say that the fear, I heard someone say recently that the fear of Donald Trump is the beginning of wisdom.
In Nigeria.
And it was just a very funny statement.
Yes, no.
And so you're saying, of course, but what if it's just a one-off situation?
America is watching, understand? America is watching. And they are looking at those who are sympathetic to this insecurity.
And nobody wants to fall into that.
Nobody wants to fall into that. So that's why Akpabio has to say, look, understand, I'm doing my duty. So if you now goes and not perform, nobody will say that Akpabio did not ask questions. Understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at some of the things that General Musa said during his screening process. He talked about community resilience and how it is very essential to get the locals involved. What do you think about his statement and how achievable is this?
Before resilience, there should be empowerment. Before resilience, because if you don't care for me, I will not care for you. So if government is not caring for the communities, communities will not care for the government. That's why I keep on saying that good governance is one of the surest way of curbing insecurity. Once the people are happy, once they feel that government knows that they are there, once they know that government is truly feeling what they are feeling, but maybe don't have all the resources to take care of their problems, they will cooperate with government. Security is about information. And these bandits, terrorists, live in the communities. They don't live in the sky. So if communities get sense of belonging, they will begin to give government the right information. But when they feel that government doesn't care about them, then they will also not care about the government. So talking about resilience, which is a good one, but there should be care and concern on the part of the government before they will begin to give the necessary intelligence to the government.
Okay, since there's an emphasis on community involvement, does this imply that the military alone can't address Nigeria's security challenge?
As I said, security is all about information. Understand? And it is not just a one-man thing. It is not just a military thing. Or the people must get involved. The people will give government the necessary information. Understand? And some time ago, around the 2008-9, when Osisi Kanku and others were reigning in Aba, they were being supported by their communities. Understand? They have, in the communities, they have informants who were giving them information that police is coming, soldiers are coming. What was the reason? Government was not doing enough for the people. The reason is what? Government was not doing enough for the people. So if government can do enough for the people, there will be emotional attachment. Since this government cares for me, I will also give them the necessary tools that they need to succeed. So community policing doesn't mean that the villagers will carry arms. It's just giving information to the security. Understand? A stranger entered our community and understand me, and so on and so forth. So it's all hands on deck.
Okay, so one of the things that General Musa also said was that Nigeria must stop ransom payments. And of course, he actually said that in situations like this, what Nigeria can do is to track the monies being paid. And then he went ahead to emphasize the use of technology in the fight against insecurity. And of course, he talked about the usefulness of technology. Why have we not actually, well, we all know this, how come we have not really, why have we not really looked at that fact? Why have we not harnessed the advantage of technology in tackling security?
It's not that we don't know that, but some people are sympathetic to these terrorists. Some people are sympathetic to them. It is not the way we are feeling about them that those in the north are also feeling about them. Those in the north see them as miscreants. They see them as miscreants. Going by the interview that the Minister of State for Defense made, that these are not really bad people, but they are being provoked to attack. And most of the time, they are on reprisal. Understand? When their cows are restored, they'll go and kill people. So they are not really being seen as a terrorist. Okay, during negotiation, you see these people coming on their motorcycles, communities will be cheering them on their motorcycles. It cannot happen in the south. When they hear that bandits are coming, everybody would disappear. But they still see them as part of themselves. Understand? So the way we are seeing them is not the way they are being seen in the north. For that to be possible, there has to be a mind shift. There has to be a mind shift. We need to call a spade, that these people are terrorists. They're supposed to be dealt with. So for me, that is the way to go about it.
Okay, of course, still speaking about the screening. General Christopher Musa actually said he was going to ensure that he investigates the withdrawal of troops. And then he also made mention of, of course, he condemned the killing of the brigade commander that was killed by terrorists. And he said he was going to ensure that, that he investigates this killing. Do you really see this happening? Or is this just talks that you just feel like this is what we want to hear and then he has to?
When you are being screened, you must show intelligence. You must show brilliance. You must give the impression that you are going to be on top of your job. So that is exam. He has to pass first of all. Understand me? So, but we know that he has been there before. He has been there before as a service chief. And we know what he was able to do. But in this capacity as the Minister of Defense, mind you, he is now a civilian. Understand? He is now a civilian. So any information that he gets, he has to pass it to the service chiefs. So to me, he was even more powerful in the other capacity than now.
Wow.
This is what Nigerians should render. Before, he was a service chief, a military guy. Now he is a civilian.
So does it mean that it's not the other way around? Are you saying that the service chiefs are higher than the Minister of Defense?
By far.
So they don't report, the Minister of Defense, the service chiefs don't report to the Minister of Defense?
The Minister of Defense is a civilian.
But in this case, we have an
civilian
ex-general.
cannot command any troop, cannot command any army. Understand?
But for someone who is an ex-general, doesn't this make a difference?
He is a civilian as we speak.
Because he's retired.
He has retired.
So that means the fact that he was in the army, the fact that he does not hold water, the fact that he's even senior to the service chiefs does not hold water.
He is a minister. Others are service chiefs. Understand? So he has to report to them. Understand me? He's no more a general. He has retired. He is now a civilian.
Okay.
So there's not much he can easily do.
Okay, let's look at the Safe School Initiative. This is one other thing that he talked about. And this Safe School Initiative was founded or was started or was established in 2014. And do you really think that this Safe School Initiative over the years, has it really worked? And why do you think it has not worked? And what can be done for the Safe School Initiative to actually work in Nigeria?
One, it has not really worked because we don't have enough manpower to to protect most of the schools. A lot of the schools are built where people are not staying. An instance, Federal Government College Ijaniki, when it was built, it was at the outskirts of town. It just recently that development is getting there. So do other schools. So a lot of schools are built outside of people because they feel that students need concentration. They don't need the disturbance and so on and so forth, which worked then because there were no insurgents, there were no kidnapping and so on and so forth. But now it's no more working. And we don't have enough manpower that's to be posted to all the schools. So for that to work, one, there should also be community policing. Understand? Maybe communities where those schools are sited can be involved in the policing of the schools. These are your children. Make sure that they are not kidnapped. But you also have to give them something to protect themselves and the children. So community policing so like I said in there, security is not a one-man's thing. It's collective, every hands on deck.
Okay. What structural reforms does the Defense Ministry urgently need at this point? And do you think that Christopher Musa is positioned to deliver those reforms?
Reform starts with the people. Understand? The soldiers, their morale is not high. Understand? By what is happening. Understand? One, there's no enabling environment for them to go and do what they're supposed to do. I have listened to interviews by some military officers, how they were being told, understand, don't shoot them. And there are times that the guns of the bandits are superior to their own. Do you understand that? So they need to be encouraged. They need to be encouraged. Their morale needs to be boosted. And government should also show that it's clear. Imagine a brigadier and general, one-star general was killed. And it was as if it was a fowl that died. Understand? There was no even acceptance by the government. Up to today, government has not confirmed the death of Brigadier and General Musa Oba up to today. So this shows you that the other guys in the field will be saying that this will also be their own loss if it happens. So their morale needs to be boosted. Understand? So because structural reform should be about the people, empowering the people, giving them confidence.
Okay, let's move on to the next issue. Of course, still talking security. Lawmakers at a joint U.S. congressional briefing have sharply criticized the Nigerian government's handling of escalating violence and religious persecution. They accuse the federal government of failing to halt a wave of killings and targeted attacks, declaring that many perpetrators roam with impunity while ordinary citizens continue to suffer. Also, during the session, experts urged the U.S. to press Nigeria to take sweeping legal reforms. In particular, they called for criminal provisions of Sharia law in the northern states to be declared unconstitutional and for the disbandment of local enforcement units known as Hizbah commissions, arguing that these institutions have been exploited to impose extremist ideology and enable systematic persecution. The expert insisted that only such reforms, along with decisive action against Islamist terror groups, can restore accountability and protect religious minorities. You know, one of the things that I think one of the people that was there, I would actually have to check his name, talked about the fact that Sharia law should be abolished. Do you actually support this?
What they say, maybe you are protecting government. What they say is that Tinubu's government should be held responsible for the insecurity in the country. That's what the report said. Understand? And that is true because he is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He is the head of the table. He is the head of the house. So whatever happens, it stops at his table. Understand? So the issue, the issue is this, and in the report they also say that the militants should be disarmed. That the militants should be disarmed. These are the conditions that was given. Nigeria is a secular state. So, as a secular state, we have about 110 million Christians, and about the same number that's Muslims. Understand? So, there's a freedom of worship that's in Nigeria, according to the Constitution. But you cannot use what I don't believe in to judge me. Do you understand that? So we have a constitution which we are using in the country. Now bringing another one that Sharia is wrong. And that Sharia, and what Sharia does is putting you into a faith that you don't belong to. Just like this Hizbah. Hizbah is more powerful in the north than the police.
Okay, hold your thoughts there because I'll come back to you and ask you more questions. But we have our virtual guest join us from Port Harcourt. Good evening, Dr. Eric.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh.
So, okay, so we're talking
Yeah, good
about,
evening.
yes, the U.S. Congress and how one of the testifiers, one of the persons or the officials who was there, the Council on Foreign Relations Senior Fellow, Dr. Ebenezer Obadari, actually testified that the primary drivers of violence is, of course, Boko Haram, ISWAP, and, of course, radicalized Fulani militants, according to him. And he's saying that there should be, that the Sharia law should be abolished, and Hizbah officials should be disbanded. What do you make of this?
Yes, I agree with that totally. I agree with that. If you think back, before the Sharia law, all these things were not happening. You see, the Sharia law is like a catalyst to this jihadist tendency. You remember that when this thing happened and somebody's arm was cut off I think in Zamfara, when Yerima was the governor, at that time he was even the man that engineered it and started what it is, the Sharia thing. And they are talking of cutting off somebody's arm and so on and so forth. There was panic. And I think those things are adding to what is happening, begin to condition people's minds and thought on religion and what religion is to do for them, and they don't see other things. They become that Sharia law added to what is happening
Are you still with us?
today. Sometimes those who are not even aware
It seems you're having issues with your network.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, while we get Dr. Eric to rejoin the program, while we have him rejoin us, Dr. Anasike, let's look at it this way. Are there political and diplomatic implications if US now insists and pressures Nigeria on abolishing Sharia and, of course, Hizbah?
Well, there's political implications because so it is working for some people up there. Understand? And those people that it is working for will not be happy. Those people that it is working for will not be happy. Because the North is a kind of a religious state. Understand? The Undamans are the lawmakers. It is them that give directions. Every day when the youth go to the mosque, it is the imams, the Undamas that tell them what to do. Even during elections, it is them that told them where to vote, not even their governors, not even their traditional rulers. So it is this what America want to do will whittle down their powers, and they will not be happy. Understand? They will not be happy, which means there could be a pushback. There could be a pushback.
So
but I'm support of what America is saying, because that's the only thing that will bring peace to the country.
Look, aside from the political implications, like you pointed out, are there diplomatic implications of it?
Diplomatic, Islam, as they tell you that it is a religion of peace. Understand? They don't. There's no. It is like a martial law. You must obey. Understand? So I don't think of any diplomatic stuff there.
Okay, let's get back to our virtual guest, Dr. Eric. If this proposal by Dr. Badare, sorry, Mr. Badare, is achieved, will this risk being interpreted as foreign interference in Nigeria's internal religious and legal system? Are you with me, Dr. Eric? Okay, can you hear me, please? If you can hear me, please. Okay, Dr. Peter, you can take a shot at that question.
Yeah, there is definitely there will be a diplomatic implication there. Already, are you there?
Yes, we are with you.
Already, we all know that even with good, because already you can see that when they are even saying, Trump said that, President Trump said that there is Christian genocide. Already we have seen the division there where they are saying that, oh, it's not just Christian, it's also Muslim. And then the Muslims are all risen up to act to counter it. Yes, if the Sharia law is declared unconstitutional, of course it will bring not only diplomatic relief, it will also bring some kind of commotion, religious non-interference, non-tolerance. Yes, intolerance in religious between Christians and Muslims. It will further aggravate what is yes, diplomatic problems will be there.
Okay, what ripple effect could this have in northern Nigeria where, of course, we know that... Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So I said, what ripple effect will this have in northern Nigeria where we know that Hizbah is actually politically and culturally entrenched?
I just told you, it's just that the network is not allowing our conversation to go.
Okay. Okay, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can hear you.
Go ahead,
yes,
please.
I can hear you.
Go ahead.
All right, fine. It's just that the network has not, network has not been allowing me to actually have a flowing conversation with you this evening. But I've already said it that to cause a lot of disorder. Those people will see interference, and then they will further become aggressive and maybe go into some other things against the Christians, because they will be believing that the Christians are the people that have brought that confusion to them. So I think it will really cause a lot of not. They will see that foreign interference is coming to interfere with their religion, and they believe that religion is their life, and they live by it in law and everything for them. Yes, there's a problem.
Okay, let me come back to let me come back to Dr. Peter. Dr. Peter, all of these conversations that is being had or that are being had in the US Congress, and of course definitely to still whittle down to our own government. Do you think these conversations can revive national conversations about restructuring, federalism, and of course constitutional uniformity?
Well, it's already taken effect. For the first time, the whole North converged 2-3 days ago. For the first time. So everybody is waking up. Understand? Everybody is waking up. And I know that about 2 weeks ago, Southwest governors had their meeting and came out with a resolution. It is just Southeast and South that are still sleeping. So the North is already uniting. Everybody is seeing what is happening. So what is going on now is going to affect those kingmakers in the North. It's going to whittle down their powers. Understand? It's going to whittle down their powers, and the man by nature don't like losing power. He wants to do everything that to protect it. Then another person that is going to affect is Tinubu, because America will not do this. It is Tinubu that has to do it. So Tinubu, North will now feel that Tinubu is against them, and they are uniting already. So those of them that are calling Tinubu one-term president know what they are saying.
Okay, I'm talking about one-term president. Do you think that, I heard recently that President Tinubu knows what to do, but it looks like he's waiting to get a second term for him to do the needful.
What the needful?
For him to be able to tackle security. Do you think that is what is happening?
But excuse me, if you are in an office and for 8 months you've not started performing, you don't know what you are in that office to do. Understand? If you are elected into an office, you stay for 8 months, you've not started performing, you don't know what you are in that office to do. Because if you want to contest election, what you ask yourself is, what problem am I going to solve in that office? What problem am I going to solve in that office? What are the things that are not going well in that office? You have to answer this question before running for the office. Do you understand me? If you don't know the problem that you are going to solve in an office, if you don't know the difference that you are going to make in an office, allow the incumbent to continue. So, waiting for second term, who is to give him that second term? Understand me? Who is to give him that second term? So whatever he feels that he can do, he should start doing it now. Excuse me, in 2014, who were told that Jonathan is waiting till he gets his second term so that he can be decisive in his actions. Understand? It's not true. It is not true. You are elected into office, you are going there to make a difference. You are going there to make a change. Second term is not guaranteed. The one that you have to make use of it.
Okay. The bill seeking to amend the Terrorism Act to classify kidnapping, hostage taking, and related offense as acts of terrorism has passed second reading. Do you think that this is just merely political response, just merely talk that the Senate is doing?
I say everybody has woken up. Donald Trump has knew that they whistle. So there's fire on the mountain. So on the bill, nobody can delay any security bill anymore because America is watching on a daily basis what is happening in the country.
So yeah, okay, let me hear from our virtual guest if he thinks that this bill can actually work in Nigeria. Dr. Eric.
Yes, I'm here.
So I said that the bill to introduce death penalty for kidnappers and make them terrorism act actually has passed second reading. Do you see this working in Nigeria, or is this just the Senate just talking?
No, the Senate is not just talking. It's going to work. They will pass that bill. And because the bill is even long overdue, I know that some that bill, that death sentence on terrorism, some states did. But, hello, can you hear me?
You can go ahead.
Hello?
You can go ahead,
please. But it's a conversation. All right, fine. So, you see, they will pass. Is this passing the bill is different from implementing it? Would they be able to implement it? There are many things there are many bills they have circumvented. They cut corners on them. You will now see that death penalty, they will change it to some groups, some areas will be held responsible, or it will be effective in some quarters, ethnic quarters, political, and in other quarters it will not. We have we seem to be having a selectable standard in our law implementation in this country. The question is, will it be fully implemented? Would it be like something that you will say is double standard? But as for passing it, they will pass it.
So from what you're saying, you're actually saying that your fears are not about it being passed, but rather the implementation. Yes. And you feel like it might not be implemented fully in Nigeria.
It will be implemented in some quarters. They will, I say it will not become double standard. Some areas will be punished. Some other areas, based on political, ethnicity, that cause demarcation amongst us that have caused cracks. They will follow that track. You know, here you don't have a uniform law. There are some people that the laws are meant for, others are not. You and me know what I'm talking about. So as for passing it, they will pass it. But how they carry it on is what I cannot vouch for now.
Okay, let's move away from security matters and now move to economic matters. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has introduced significant revisions to its cash withdrawal rules set to take effect from January 1, 2026. The new policy is designed to combat money laundering risk, strengthen security, and ultimately reduce the high cost associated with physical cash management in the economy. This move streamlines previous provisions and officially ends the special authorization that allowed individuals to withdraw up to 5 million naira and corporate entities up to 10 million naira once monthly, signaling the Apex Bank's renewed commitment to encouraging the accelerated adoption of electronic payment channels across the country. Under the new regime, the weekly withdrawal limit for individual bank customers across all channels will be capped at 500,000 naira, while the limit for corporate entities is set at 5 million naira. Any withdrawal exceeding these thresholds will immediately attract excess withdrawal fees of 3% for individuals and 5% for corporate customers. Furthermore, daily withdrawals from automated teller machines are now restricted to 100,000 naira per customer, with the CBN confirming that the total ATM withdrawal must not exceed the overall 500,000 naira weekly limit. Let me come to you first, Dr. Peter. What does this new directive portend for our economy?
It is a strangulation of the masses. It is a continuation of taxes. Understand? This is another way of increasing tax. If you go beyond the stipulated and you pay tax, you pay 3% tax. This is wickedness, because there's no way business owners would not be exceeding it. What is 100,000 naira in a day? Understand? So this is an indirect way of imposing tax on the masses. So it is a wicked reform. And what is the importance of medicine, of a reform, when the side effect is killing the people? So for me, what Tinubu is doing, Tinubu is using Nigerians as customers. He's seeing us as customers, not as citizens. And as a businessman, what do you do with customers? You make profit from them. And that's what Tinubu is doing with us since 2.5 years now that he came on board. He is seeing Nigerians as customers and not as citizens. And he has been using every avenue, every crooked means to be imposing tax on us. Because this thing is just tax increment. There's no other way to interpret it. So a businessman would not exceed 100,000 naira. How much things do you buy that in a day? So for me, it's a crooked, it's a wicked way of introducing tax through the back door.
Let me quickly get the view of our virtual guest. Dr. Eric, do you actually agree with Dr. Peter that there's no... Okay, we lost connections with him there. Dr. Peter, can you just give your final thoughts to our issues or to the issues we've discussed today?
Well, on the issue of defense minister, I agree. In Nigeria, our problem is not issuing statements. We know how to issue beautiful statements. It is implementation. Community policing should help. But before they can give you intelligence, they must be happy with you. So if he can put all he said in the Senate into practice, it will go on well. Then on America, what America proposed for Nigeria will bring peace. And everybody, if you don't want to accept it, tolerate it. Understand? If you don't want to accept it, tolerate it. Then on the issue of withdrawal, it is introducing tax through the back door. It is introducing tax through the back door, because that limit is grossly inadequate for any, even for a middle income earner. What is that's 100,000 a day, then 500,000 in a week. Where their interest is on the tax, because they know that people will be exceeding it. So that's my take.
Okay, thank you very much for being with us, and thank you also to Dr. Eric Thomas, who joined us all the way from Port Harcourt. That's all for today's episode of The Issues. We explored the challenges facing Nigeria's governance and, of course, economy. Thank you for being a part of us, and don't forget to tune in next time for more in-depth analysis and discussion. Follow us on social media to stay up to date on the latest news and insight. Until next time, stay informed. I am Nnenna Ndomdioto. This has been The Issues on Voice of the People Television, where the future faces forward. Please don't forget to stay tuned for hashtag with Vivian and Ikechukwu by 8 p.m. Don't go away.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise